boy Zeus, and today I'm going to talk about muscle imbalance. So I'm in school, and this week's forum was about muscle imbalance. So one of my classmates asked me a couple questions. First question was, what ergonomical aids do I use to help me lift? And do I consider it, a good or a bad thing? Well, I brought some of them here. I forgot one of the important ones, but I'm going to talk about it right now. So I have a bad right knee. So I have this brace. The reason why I have a bad right knee is because I have a muscle imbalance. Basically, my vastus medialis and my vastus lateralis are not at the same strength. The vastus lateralis is weaker, and so it makes this muscle pull my kneecap this way, and so then I get pain in my kneecap. This is just to help me to stabilize the knee until I can get this muscle to be strong enough to be on the same force with the inside muscle. The way that you do that is you change the angle of your feet. This way works out here. This works the rectus femoris, and this way works the vastus medialis. So for right now, I still work all three of those, but I do a little bit more when it comes to vastus lateralis. Another thing that I have, my rumble roller. Because I have a bad back, and it was brought to my attention that I needed to roll, get the knots out, but I've also learned that if you roll your IT bands, which is that right here, it also connects up here to your back. I don't know how that's possible, but when I roll my IT bands, the world is all good again. This is that you don't have to get one like this though. Get you a foam roller and work your way up. This is pretty extreme, and then after this comes a little rumble ball, which that destroys everything. I have my weight belt. My mommy got me this weight belt probably like 5 years ago. Now I have another weight belt, but it's a little extreme right now, seeing as how I'm injured and I can't lift the heavy weight that I want. But I don't use this for every single lift. I only use this when I'm going to the extremes, when I'm going about 475 on deadlift and above, or perhaps 250 and above on squat. That's when I use this. I believe that ergonomic aids are good, but you don't want to use them all the time, because then they will make other muscles that you need lack, such as wearing gloves. I used to deadlift a lot, but I always had gloves on. So then that made my wrist weak. And so when it came time to do really heavy weight, I couldn't do it because my wrist was so weak, because the gloves compensated for that. Same thing with wrist straps. I don't use them that much, hardly ever. I can't remember the last time I used them, but if you use those too much, your grip gets really weak. And then when you get to the extremes of weight, then you can't lift it because you can't hold on to the bar. I do have wrist straps for when I do bench and curls with really heavy weight, because I have really small wrists, really small ankles. That's my mom's and my grandma's fault. They gave me these really small wrists and ankles, but I do what I can. The other question that was brought to me was, what are a good exercise to work on an imbalance for shoulder? Because my classmate has an imbalance of shoulder. As most people don't know, I have an injury on my shoulder as well. I've got a torn teres minor, 3 cysts growing, and an impingement on a ligament or tendon in the front. So these are some of the exercises that I do. I'm a firm believer in cables, although I do love my dumbbells, but when it comes time for something that's injured, I feel I have more control over the cable machine. So this is what I do. Come this way. So the delt is made up of 3 muscles, well, 3 heads. As you can see, we got the anterior, we got the lateral, and the posterior. So this is what I do for the anterior. Get this, get you the appropriate weight, lean a little bit forward, make sure your arm is out a little bit, find that sweet spot that hits that interior head. Same thing for the lateral. Change grip a little bit. Straight out. See how it's hitting that right there? Getting that nice little pop. Now, a little bit different for the posterior. For the posterior, I have it up higher. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull back this way. This thing that pulls on this looks pretty much like this. Those are just 3 exercises that I think are pretty, I'm not going to say generic, but they're very easy for anybody to do. Of course, I have a bunch of other stuff that's crazy and made up that looks really stupid when you're in the gym. Most people that, I think out of the 16 followers that I do have, they know that I like to do retarded, ridiculous looking stuff, but they work. I believe that's all of the questions she gave me. If anybody else has any other questions, just comment, email me, text me, however you can. Most of the people that watch this, they already know me. And I'll make another video based off of, you know, whatever you ask me. Do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later.